All right, now this is great. We have our next guest who wrote a book that I can't even say the name. I can't even say the name of her book. Miki Agrawal. Well, Miki, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, how am I going to do this?
Well, we can kind of bleep it. We can bleep it.
Okay. The name of your book is Do Cool. There. How about that?
Well, we can say do cool because the bleep could be many different curse words, right? So it should probably do cool bleep.
Right.
I mean,
Okay. Ready, Coach? Do cool.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
That was a close one.
Okay. All right. That's the name of the book. You guys could figure it out. So.
Yeah.
And the subtitle: Quit your day job, start your own business, and live happily ever after. And I'm guessing you have a story behind this.
Well, yeah. I mean, I started my first business almost, 7.5 years ago in New York City. I was 25 years old and sort of going through really, I started, I graduated from college. I went to Cornell and moved to New York like everyone after college does,
Sure.
From my school. And I worked in investment banking for a couple of years, and then 9/11 happened. And I was supposed to be there on that day, but for the first time in my life, I slept through my alarm clock.
Wow.
And 2 people in my office died. It was one of those insane days. And I felt like after that happened, I had to kind of reevaluate, what my purpose in life was and why, and to really kind of pursue my passion. And so I kind of went on a quest, and I wrote down like the 3 things I really want to do in life. And one was to play soccer professionally. And then the second was to make movies. And then the third one was to start a business. And I went through I did all of them. And I tried out for the New York Magic, made the team 2 seasons in a row, and then I had 3 knee surgeries since, and so that had to cut my career short. And then I went to work in the film business, and working as worked my way up from production assistant, like picking up trash on the streets, to producing commercials and music videos, everything from big Victoria's Secret commercials to Justin Timberlake music videos and things like that. It was a pretty exciting experience. And that's when my stomach started hurting and my first ding, ding, ding sort of business idea came to my mind.
And what was the business, the first business?
And so, and it was just my stomach started hurting all the time. I stopped eating my favorite comfort foods. And I kind of self-diagnosed myself as lactose intolerant. I discovered that 1 in 5 Americans are lactose intolerant. And so I was like, holy cow, I started missing my favorite comfort food, which was pizza. And I was like, man, I started researching pizza, and I was like, pizza is a $32 billion industry. Americans eat 100 acres of pizza every day, and yet nobody's making pizza better for you. They're making alternative options for people who are lactose intolerant, or people who have gluten intolerances, or people who have are vegan, or anyone who have anybody who has other ailments, or who have other different ways of looking at food. And so I just said, well, screw it. I'm just going to open my first business, which was a farm-to-table pizza place that had gluten-free and vegan options and dairy-free options where anyone with anything can eat there. And so I opened that first business 7.5 years ago, and I opened my second one in the West Village in 2009, for 3.5 years later. And then I'm now opening a big one in Las Vegas, in downtown Vegas, with the CEO of that.
Very
Tony
cool.
Hsieh.
What's the name of your business?
It's called Wild, and so eatdrinkwild.com. It's wild. It's farm to table, like everything great comes from the wild, and it should be preserved that way.
Now, do you offer both options? Like if you want your gluten free or your lactose intolerant, but can I just come get a regular?
Yes,
regular
absolutely.
food.
Yes, totally. Absolutely.
You get regular food.
Regular food.
Yeah, for you regular people.
Yeah,
for us regular folk.
Till I need to go all those routes, I'm just going to eat regular pizza.
Okay, so
yeah, and so I mean, I guess the book, and the reason why I wrote the book was because when I was starting my first business, I had no experience in raising money. I had no experience in how to get press. I had no experience in anything on how to really build collaborations or find interesting people to really give me their opinions. And when you're first starting out, it's a very daunting, scary thing, right? And so, I basically wrote the book that I wish I had been given. How to raise money without a business plan, how to get press without knowing anybody, how to eliminate negative relationships in your life so you can make room for inspiring ones. So you can actually have positive people reinforcing you to support you in your new zany ideas, things like that. And it just and in the storytelling format, like all those business books are so boring, and it's like, can you write a book that's written in a storytelling format that's really fun and engaging to read?
I have a question for you, Mickey. You said you did your soccer. You wrote this stuff down, which is cool. I want to be a soccer player. I want to be in movies. I want to do a business. And did you have anything between the movies and the business of a failed business?
You mean
did you try to start a business that did not work out? I mean, we're talking about the one that did. Did you have one that did not work out?
Well, I mean, goodness, just the restaurant business itself, I've been through. I tried to do like a make your own pizza kit to sell at grocery stores, and that was like a giant epic fail because I tried to do it, all natural, like not frozen, and I was like, oh my God, 18-day shelf life. I just almost killed myself trying to make that business work. So yeah, throughout my business, I definitely had a bunch of really dumb things, like hiring the wrong people, like just everything you can possibly think of, I've been through for sure.
What about Super Sprouts?
Super Sprouts. So that's so my twin sister Radha. She was the creative director for my restaurant. She helped create the menus and did all the design work. And so one of the menu ideas that she created was a really fun little coloring book for kids. And inside was a bunch of like superpowered vegetable characters. And like Brian Broccoli is super strong, and Colby Carrot is super sight, and all these different characters have these superpowers based on their nutritional benefit. And once we put this out in the restaurant, kids who would otherwise just eat plain cheese pizza started running over to the counter and ordering broccoli on their pizza because they wanted to be super strong like Brian Broccoli, and they added eggplant. They wanted to be super smart like Eric Eggplant, and so kids started to really like take to these characters. And my sister was like, wow, like let me take this and build a business around it. And so now I'm a partner in Super Sprouts, and the idea is basically it's a multimedia. It's kind of like Sesame Street, but focusing on nutrition and wellness education for kids.
What's the superpower the mushroom guy has?
he could tell great jokes and laugh a lot. It's awesome.
Yeah, super soothing. The Mickey mushroom is super soothing.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Can we get these superheroes to come? Do you guys travel? These costumes are awesome. The Carrot's the best.
Oh yeah, Colby Carrot he's kind of like the Kermit, of the Super Sprouts. He's got the most personality, and he kind of leads the pack. He's the best.
All right. Now have you do you have cartoons of these like currently running?
Yeah, we have a TV show that airs once. It's basically every week, and we reach 1 million kids a week in New York City. And we're now we're building really great partnerships too. Cool. We actually just shot a bunch of videos at the White House on Monday with Chef Sam Kass, who's the Obama's personal chef, and we shot a music video in the White House garden, which was amazing, and a bunch of PSAs promoting vegetables.
That's awesome.
Which was really, really cool. Yeah. And then I guess I want to definitely talk about my third business because I want to make you guys really, really uncomfortable. Is there any woman in the room, or is it just two?
Just gents? Coach.
There's 3 of us in here, but I could bring a woman in. Would you like us to have a woman in here?
No,
for this?
not at all. Are any of you guys married?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have daughters?
Yes.
How old?
She's 19.
Okay, good. So she has her period. Perfect.
I don't want to think about that. Yeah, okay, okay, yes, go ahead.
So your daughter, as a very, very busy girl, running around trying to create build a social life and do all kinds of fun, cool stuff. What happens to her? She forgets to sometimes change her tampons during her time of the month, right? And it happens.
Yeah. Look at the time; it's just running away from us here. Okay,
Let me know when it's over. I'll put my headphones back on.
Guys are so funny. Guys are so funny. Like you are all here on this planet because of that very important time of the month, and yet you can't even. It's like so queasy to talk about. It's just funny. I find it.
No. I just have trouble talking about when you put it in context. I'm my daughter. I don't mind you talking about it, but.
Okay, well I'll put it in my context. So
Fine.
So every single month running around the city, and I kept forgetting to change my tampon or pad, and I kept leaking into my underwear and like having embarrassing moments. And literally 100, there are 2 billion women on the planet that have this issue every single month, and 80% of Americans. So every 80% of American women have expressed they've had an anxiety or embarrassing moment during that time, which basically means 100% of girls have had. They just don't want to admit it. So there's been the whole question was, how is it possible that in these thousands of years of girls having this thing every single month, and 2 billion women on the planet right now have this every month, And how is it possible there's no innovation in underwear? Like, how is it there's no underwear that's sexy, beautiful, breathable, but that's also leak and stain resistant?
Well, it depends.
You should try Google Calendar. Give yourself a reminder.
Yeah. How about set an alert in your phone or something? I don't
I feel
know.
like I'm in the 8th grade again.
My aunt's coming.
Hey, listen.
On the
Imagine
4th.
what if you're playing in a 90-minute soccer game? What happens in the middle of the game? You're like, oh, excuse me, can we stop the game? Let me run and change my tampon.
I would think so. You know what? Actually, I've used that excuse. They didn't let me out of the game, but I used it.
Like, my sister's a surgeon. In the middle of operating on someone's face, she can't be like, oh, can you keep your face open? I'll be right back. Or or in yoga class, or you're climbing a mountain, or you're in the or you're like doing anything. You're running around doing something. You can't stop what you're doing and pause. Sometimes it just happens.
All right. I believe you. I don't want to, because I'll tell you what, it's 8:53 coming in at 8:57. We're talking about anal leakage. So let's do this now.
It's not anal leakage. It's menstrual.
No, I know, but we're talking about the other with Tony Hsieh coming up. But go ahead.
No, really?
Yes.
The goose is loose.
The goose is
really loose.
Yeah, the goose is loose, and he's going to talk to us about that. So.
Well, anyway,
Yes.
and so we invented. We spent 3 years inventing a pair of underwear that's leak and stain resistant for girls, and that's beautiful, breathable. And the second piece of it is that girls. I don't know if you guys have traveled to India or Africa, but in our travel, I've been to India 6 times. I'm half Indian, and I've been to Africa twice. And on my travels to Africa, I met a young girl named Amale on a weekday, and I asked her, "Why aren't you in school?" And she said, "It's my week of shame." And I was like, "Your week of shame? What are you talking about?" And I then discovered it in my research and talking to her, discovered that she, along with 100 million girls around the world, start by missing 1 week of school every month because they use things like sticks, leaves, mud, rags, bark. Nobody's talking about it because it's taboo. They start by missing 1 week of school every month, and they get so far behind, they drop out early, they get pregnant early, and then they become unproductive members of society. It's a huge issue that nobody's talking about. 100 million girls around the world. Anyway,
they've never heard of quad dry moisture wicking protection?
Right, haven't they?
Come
Clearly
on.
Google it, Africa.
Good man. And so we basically partnered up with a couple of businesses, mainly this company called AfriPads out of Uganda that produces washable cloth pads for girls. And so for every pair of underwear we sell here, we fund 7 washable cloth pads that goes back to a girl in developing countries. So it's like a really great product that solves a huge problem for both your daughter and for girls around the world.
No, we were leaving my
This
daughter
is like
out
the
of this
washable
thing.
diaper. We're going back to that. Remember the cloth
It's not.
diaper?
It's not. It looks like a regular pair of underwear.
No. Before these Huggies and Pampers, there were cloth diapers with the pins. You washed them, same kind of thing. It's a reusable, washable, moisture wicking, quad dry technology.
Well, simple. It just flows off the tongue,
Yes.
Big Al.
You're hired as my salesman. There you
Done.
go.
Well, you are quite the inspiration, and if anybody has the right to write the book, do cool you're the one. So where can we find this book?
You can go to Amazon and just type in Google. And then you can also go to dukelsh.org.
Right.
Dukel,
right. Yeah. They get
.org,
it. Yeah.
Which is, and you can join our community of doers. We basically are building a community of people who are doers, and we're a support system for people who want to actually do something, and a really fun way for people to stay connected.
Well, we certainly do appreciate you opening our eyes to a lot of new things, and for real, that's great.
You.
I look forward to sampling your pizza one of these days.
Yeah, when you come to New York, please look me up. I would love to treat you guys to a bunch of yummy pizzas that are alternatives.
I'm looking for some moisture
now I'm going to be in touch. See, now I'm going to hold you to that. I'm calling you next time I'm in town.
I expect I'll be really upset otherwise.
All right. And we'll be in touch. Mickey, thank you so much, and good luck with your book and everything else. Okay?
Thanks, you guys rock.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, she's a delight.